Breaking news alert.
Breaking right now, a jury gets the case in the retrial for two men charged with plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Closing arguments just wrapped up in Grand Rapids in the trial for Adam Fox and Barry Croft. Prosecutors are trying to get a second conviction this time around after a mistrial the first time. Sean Lay is live in Grand Rapids following this morning's developments from the courtroom. Sean, now it's in the hands of the jury.
And it just was placed in the hands of the jury about 30 seconds ago by the federal judge here, Judge Yonker. That jury is now being escorted out of the main courtroom and right back into the jury room where they will begin deliberations. We will see how long it will take this jury to come back with their verdict in this case. All morning long, closing arguments. And it was a battle on both sides. It all comes down to this, the final words, prosecutors leaving this jury in this retrial, urging the jury to convict Adam Fox and Barry Croft of planning to kidnap, prosecutors insist, kill Governor Gretchen Whitmer. U.S. Attorney Niles Kessler saying, quote, they were outside a woman's house at night with night vision goggles and guns, and they made a real bomb. But the defense attorney for Adam Fox took the jury step by step of how they argue the FBI led the plot and put the governor's safety in danger, arguing that prosecutors have 1,000 hours of undercover audio recordings, but played only seconds of them at trial for the jury. He showed text messages from the FBI's top informant saying he had to focus Adam Fox on the plan. Fox's attorney Christopher Gibbons urging the jury to send the FBI a message by finding Fox not guilty, saying, quote, it's time to end this debacle. It's time to restore Adam's freedom. Back here live, the defense attorney for Barry Croft, also with a impassioned closing argument as well. We'll bring you more of some of the scathing things he had to say about this case coming up a little later on Local 4. We're watching very closely to see if Judge Yonker will be replacing any members of this jury. Questions were raised about two of them throughout the course of this 9-day trial, but he went with the jury that is seated. 4 alternates now also have to wait and see. And Nick, it's all in the jury's hands, as you say. Will they come back sometime this afternoon? We'll certainly let you know. Will it take about 5 days like it did last time?
Yeah, we know you'll be on top of it. Sean, thank you very much. More breaking news this afternoon. Victor Williams live on Detroit's west side right now where someone is barricaded inside of a home. Victor, what's happening there?
Well, we have dozens of police officers right here on the scene. Take a look right behind me, right here on Pearson. You can see all of the officers surrounding the home of this person in this barricaded situation. On the way here, we even saw officers racing to the scene. So we know that multiple agencies are here, the Detroit Police Department, as well as state police. We just saw the special response team pulling right up. And if you guys listen closely, you can even hear them trying to tell this man to give up and come out of the house. But once again, a barricaded gunman situation happening right here on Detroit's west side. We know that many spectators are out here watching, but police are asking that you stay inside your home if you are nearby. On the west side, Victor Williams, Local 4.
A lot happening, Victor. Thank you. Also breaking this afternoon, Dr. Anthony Fauci announcing he will retire at the end of this year. Fauci is the nation's top infectious disease expert. He became a household name as he led the country's COVID response, but he has been with the federal government for more than 5 decades. Fauci is also President Biden's chief medical advisor. He says he is leaving his position in December to pursue the next chapter of his career. New information here at noon on that water main break that caused a boil water advisory for tens of thousands of Metro Detroiters. Crews have removed the damaged section of the 120-inch pipe. They took it away with a crane yesterday. The replacement portion is expected to arrive tomorrow, with repairs expected to be finished by September 3rd. This weekend, the Great Lakes Water Authority lifted the boil water advisory for all 7 communities that were left, but they say if the water pressure drops significantly, it may need to be reinstated. All right, if you're heading out today, it may be a good idea to grab your umbrella. Taking a live look now outside. It's a gloomy start to our work week. Let's check in with Brandon and see what the rest of our week looks like. Brandon.
Better than today. It is Monday, and we're dealing with some clouds, especially east side, southern Ontario, but middle 70s for the most part. 75 Lapeer, 77 Metro. We have temps of 73 at Port Huron and in Ann Arbor. Pontiac, you're right there. Officially 75 at Metro. And it feels decent out there. We've got a little north wind helping to add a little cloud cover to the area. And shower chances, for the most part, will be confined to the east side here, as we're seeing now, coming off of Lake Huron into St. Clair, parts of Macomb County, and southern Ontario. Not exclusively, but primarily east side, southern Ontario, afternoon showers. Temps near 80 degrees the farther west you are. A little more sun, maybe a little warmer temperature-wise. We'll take a closer look at some brighter days, some warmer temps, and any more storms. That 7-day is coming up. Nick?
Brandon, thank you. One person has been killed in a car crash in Warren early this morning. Police say the driver crashed into a pole near 8 Mile and Groesbeck. Warren police say only one person was in the car at the time. We don't know what led to the crash nor who was inside of that car. Police continue to investigate. Right now, Southfield police are asking for your help to find a missing 16-year-old girl. Her name is Hannah Watley. She was last seen at her home in Southfield. She has 4 long individual braids in her hair and was wearing a Detroit Lions sweatshirt, gray leggings, and lime Crocs. If you know anything, please call Southfield Police. More electric vehicle charging stations are coming to Metro Detroit in areas that haven't seen many EV investments. Volta and DTE are adding charging stations at 4 new Kroger locations. They will go up in Southgate, Roseville, Westland, and Lapeer. Volta says they will be a mix of level 2 and fast chargers and will be available at lower cost to customers. The company says it's important to get all communities on board with going electric.
Those communities with fewer EVs don't have easy access to charging, especially if you live in an apartment building and you don't have a garage to install a home charger. It's a chicken and egg problem. Other charging businesses need people to buy EVs first to justify installing chargers, whereas it's harder if you don't see charging in your community to justify buying an EV, hence the chicken and egg issue.
This was made possible with a federal funding and state grants. Gas prices, meanwhile, continue to drop in Michigan, but experts aren't sure if it's going to last. We're now paying an average of $3.91 per gallon. That's down 4 cents from 1 week ago, and it's down 57 cents from this time last year. AAA said the decreases appear to be slowing down, and if demand increases as summer ends, prices may slightly go up. The clock is ticking for the federal government to hand over documents in the search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. They must give a judge a redacted version of the affidavit used to justify the raid. As Bree Jackson reports, it comes as public pressure mounts for more information about Trump's legal troubles.
A federal judge suggests he may release portions of the affidavit to the public. This, as a new NBC News poll shows that there's a strong support for continued investigations into former President Trump's actions. The Justice Department facing a Thursday deadline to submit a redacted version of the affidavit used to justify the search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home.
That's a really serious thing for the nation.
Top Democrats argue releasing the document would jeopardize DOJ's investigation.
This is not the time to be giving essentially the Trump lawyers a roadmap into how to intimidate witnesses or how to derail a legitimate investigation.
Former President Trump and his allies want more information about the search released. Meanwhile, efforts to shed light on coordinated attempts to reverse the 2020 election results hit a roadblock after an appeals court put on hold Republican Senator Lindsey Graham's testimony scheduled for Tuesday. The reprieve allows Graham an opportunity to challenge the subpoena to testify.
The question is, why is Senator Graham so hell-bent on not testifying?
GOP members claim Trump's legal troubles are politically motivated.
There is a massive disconnect between the priorities of politicians in Washington and the concerns of the American people.
A new NBC News poll shows 57% of respondents say investigations of former President Trump should continue, including 21% of Republicans.
I think it's a poisonous toxin that is spreading everywhere, dragging politics down.
Topping the list of voters' concerns, threats to democracy, overtaking worries about the cost of living. The NBC News poll also shows that 3/4 of voters say that they believe the country is headed in the wrong direction, and a record 58% say that America's best years are behind it. In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson.